The Battle of the Highlands, Battaglia degli Altipiani, also known as the Strafexpedition or Punitive Expedition, was a major Austro-Hungarian military offensive launched against the Kingdom of Italy during World War I, taking place between May and June 1916 in the Trentino Alto Adige region, specifically across the Asiago Plateau and the surrounding mountain ranges. The operation was conceived by General Conrad von Hötzendorf, chief of the Austro-Hungarian General Staff, who strongly believed that Italy's betrayal of the Triple Alliance in 1915 by joining the Entente powers had to be punished. His plan was to strike at the center of the Italian front, through the Trentino salient, with the aim of breaking through the Italian lines and descending into the Venetian plain to cut off and encircle the Italian forces deployed further east along the Isonzo River. This maneuver, if successful, could have led to the collapse of the entire Italian war effort. The Austro-Hungarian forces committed to the offensive were substantial, totaling about 300,000 men, supported by over 2,000 artillery pieces, many of which were heavy guns capable of demolishing fortified mountain positions. The troops included elite mountain units such as the Kaiserjäger and Bosnian infantry, trained and equipped for combat in alpine terrain. Facing them was the Italian First Army, commanded by General Guglielmo Pecore Giraldi, with fewer men and insufficient defenses in the rugged Trentino sector, which had been considered secondary compared to the Isonzo front. On May 15, 1916, the Austro-Hungarians launched a powerful barrage followed by an infantry assault that quickly gained ground, capturing key positions such as the Tonezza Plateau, Mount Simone, and the Pasubio Massif. Italian forces, surprised and initially disorganized, were forced into a strategic retreat. Panic spread in the Italian High Command, and General Luigi Cadorna, chief of the Italian General Staff, rushed reinforcements from the Isonzo front, eventually transferring more than 500,000 men to counter the advance. Despite the initial Austro-Hungarian success, several factors slowed their momentum. The mountainous terrain posed extreme logistical challenges, with narrow supply lines vulnerable to Italian countershelling and sabotage. Weather conditions, fatigue, and the growing strength of Italian resistance, reinforced by the Alpini mountain troops, began to sap the energy of the attackers. By early June, the Italian front had stabilized around the line of the Asiago Plateau, and on June 10, a determined Italian counteroffensive began. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Russians launched the Brusilov offensive on June 4, 1916, forcing the Austro-Hungarian High Command to redeploy divisions from the Italian front to face the Russian threat, effectively halting the Trentino offensive. By mid-June, the Strafexpedition had failed to achieve its strategic objectives. Although the Austro-Hungarian army had advanced nearly 12 miles in some sectors and inflicted significant losses, it fell short of breaking into the Venetian plain or encircling the Italian armies. Casualties were high. Italy suffered around 150,000 casualties, killed, wounded, and missing, while Austro-Hungarian losses were approximately 100,000. The battle had profound implications. It exposed Italy's vulnerability in the central Alpine sector, forced a major realignment of troops, and increased public anxiety over the possibility of an enemy breakthrough. At the same time, it exhausted the Austro-Hungarian military, which never again mounted an independent offensive of that magnitude without German support. The Battle of the Highlands became emblematic of the grueling mountain warfare that characterized the Italian front, defined by harsh weather, steep terrain, and high attrition. Despite being a tactical failure for Austria-Hungary, the operation shifted the strategic balance and set the stage for prolonged, costly stalemates in the high Alps that would continue until the final year of the war.